Today is solve one-step equations. So we're going to solve one-step equations. Let's start off first by defining what an equation is. Alright, an equation is our first definition. Alright? Equation. An equation is a statement that uses an equal sign to show that two quantities are equal. So we've had expressions. Those don't have equal signs. Equations have equal signs. Alright? Before we go on and solve them, I want to talk about what's the property of equality. The property of equality says if operations is done to one side of an equation, the equation is still true as long as the same operation is done on the other side of the equation. So this is another kind of property of numbers. It's a property of an equation. If an operation is done on one side of an equation, the equation is still true as long as the same operation is done on the other side of the equation. Let me show you what I mean. Alright, so the goal is to get the variable by itself on one side of the equation, which means I need to cancel out whatever's with the variable. So in this case, I need to cancel out that plus 3. So what I need to do is I need to cancel out that plus 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 3, but I have to do it on both sides of the equation, or both sides of the equal sign. When I subtract 3, 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. 9 minus 3 is equal to 6. So this is the property of equality. Alright? Now, x plus 0 is equal to x. That's the identity property. I told you we'd use this a lot. You just don't realize that we're using it. So x is equal to 6. This makes sense. If I'm going to check 6x is equal to 6, I'm going to substitute that in the equation. It's 3, and that's equal to 9. 9 is equal to 9. That checks out. Let's look at this side. P minus 7 plus 5. Well, here's a different way I could solve it. I'm subtracting 7 there. I need to do the opposite of that. So I'm going to add 7, but I have to do that to both sides of the equation, both sides of the equal sign. That means P is plus 0 equals 32. So this is the property of equality. Alright? Here I'm about to use identity. Okay? P plus 0, that's equal to P. That's equal to 32. Alright, now if I check this, 32 minus 7 equals 25. 32 minus 7 equals 25. 25 equals 25, so it checks out. Alright, so I'm doing the opposite of whatever's here. You can see here I'm adding 3, so to get rid of that plus 3, I subtract 3 on both sides. Here I'm subtracting 7, so I'm going to add 7 on both sides. So here I'm multiplying. Well, the opposite of multiplication is division. So my property of equality that I'm going to use is I'm going to divide both sides by 3. That leaves m by itself, or 1 times m, and that is equal to 14. The identity property just tells me that m is equal to 14. Here I'm dividing by 6. The opposite of dividing by 6 is multiplying by 6 times 6. That cancels those out. That means it's 1 times r is equal to 48, 108. See if I carry my 4 there. The property of identity tells me I can put r by itself, and I get 108. Just like that. The opposite of squaring a term, this is r squared equals 49. The opposite of squaring a term is actually square rooting. As long as I do that, it still works for the property of identity. The square root cancels out the squared, which leaves me with r. The square root of 49 is 7. Also, we can check it. 7 squared is equal to 49. 49 equals 49. So we're good. So we're always doing the opposite of whatever's in the equation. Alright, so hopefully this helps, and I will answer any questions you have. See ya.